Hi, welcome to Where and What's Cooking. I'm Ranika, cooking mutton curry in my kitchen. Let's have a look at the ingredients. You will need ginger and garlic paste, which is 2.5 cloves of garlic and a piece of ginger, precisely 1 centimeter long, crushed together. 125 grams of cream, 2 tablespoons of coarse salt, 1 medium-sized onion sliced, 4 tablespoons of curry powder paste, 1 tablespoon of garam masala. This is how it's prepared. You will need cumin, coriander seeds, cardamom, peppercorns, cinnamon, cloves, nutmeg, and bay leaves. Place all of these spices in a tray into the hot oven at 220 degrees Celsius for 15 to 20 minutes. 1 can of tomato or fresh tomatoes crushed. 3 medium-sized potatoes cut in equal portions. And lastly, 1.5 kilograms of lamb, cubed, boned, and also deboned. Let's get started. I generally like to cook in a cast iron pot because it allows the meat to simmer away, gently cooking on gas heat. So I'm going to add in some sunflower oil to fry the onions, say about 4 tablespoons. So I'm going to add in the onion, the sliced onion, and while it's frying, I'm going to quickly marinate the meat. So very quickly add in the ingredients. Garam masala, the ginger and garlic, crushed ginger and garlic, salt. Obviously, in the end, you can taste and add salt as required. And the tomato, crushed tomato, and finally the potato. I just want to quickly mix this. So as we mix it, they blend and marinates, and the juices get into each other. So that's marinating. Tomato, crushed tomato and canned tomato, obviously the consistency is slightly different. It doesn't really matter because you could just heat up if there's too much of liquid in your cooking time, or you can add some water if the liquid is inadequate. I'm adding in the potato as well. You will notice that I do not add the potato and in cooking. I've added it all together. So this is very simple cooking. Putting all the ingredients together and marinating it. Smell the aroma of the marinade, and as soon as the onion is golden and the sugars are released to enhance the flavor of the meat, I'm going to add in the marinated meat and the rest of the ingredients to get it going. The onion is now becoming golden brown. I'm just going to get the marinated meat ready to get into the pot. This is a fairly simple mutton curry because everything is just mixed together and all you do is throw it in and then you just watch the cooking time. On gentle heat it would simmer and cook. This will take about 45 minutes to an hour, just depending on the potato and the lamb, and also depending on how you'd like the meat to be. Some people like it off the bone, others like it a bit tender. So it just depends on you when you're cooking. But you'd see the tomato sort of disappears, and you would never see the cream at all, and the color is nice and red, and then you know it's ready. So here it's now golden brown, and I'm going to gently, just going to watch, not to splash yourself. I'm going to gently add in this marinated meat. hot, so it's sizzling away. This is what you need. You need for it to start to braise. It's called braising when you fry the ingredients in the oil. Sometimes you have excess liquid. I sort of retain the liquid and add it when it's fried and starts to simmer. In this instance, I'm going to do just that. I'm just going to retain the extra liquid from the tomato paste, and I'm going to add it in later during the simmering time. So I've just come back from Europe with my family on holiday, and it was such an enjoyable experience with all seasons, traveling right through from the UK to Europe, ending the trip in Paris. And the one thing that we really missed on this cold chilly day is a curry, a nice lamb curry. And so I promised my family that that's exactly what they're going to get for dinner tonight. So I'm just going to close this and let this start to fry, and I'll get back to it just now. So the holiday was quite interesting because I promised the children I'd take them on a holiday for 2 years and just never got down to it. And then suddenly 2 weeks prior to us leaving, I found a ideal holiday I thought I should just put together for the family, and that was to travel from London to Paris. So what we did is we went to London for a week and then traveled down to Germany, to Italy, to Austria, to Italy, to France, Switzerland as well, and it was really nice because we had all seasons in one. So we had snow, and then we had rain, and we had sunshine. We loved the shopping, but we also enjoyed the flavors of the food. So you can see that the lamb is sweating away, and so is the potato, and the liquid consistency has increased, and slowly in the background the cream is now completely gone, and you can't even see any signs of the tomato that I put in, but it's going to add a lot of flavor. Okay, let's have a look at how it's doing. Oh, it's beautiful. You can see the color that's come up now. It's nice. It's a beautiful reddish color. You can see the oils coming up. So liquid has really disappeared, and this is now frying in this braised masala. This is beautiful. This is exactly what I wanted. The spices soaking into the meat, which is exactly and potato. Right. At this stage, I'm going to add in, because I have extra liquid from the marinade, I'm going to add the liquid in. But if you don't have extra liquid and you use canned tomatoes, you could use a cup of water. So I'm using the extra marinade. It's about a cup and a half. My husband loves extra gravy in the curry, so I'm going to allow for extra gravy. I might have to add in some water later. So now I'm going to allow this to simmer away in low heat. So I'm going to lower the heat and allow this to simmer away until the potato and the lamb is soft and succulent. The aroma in this kitchen is amazing. It's spices of cumin, coriander, ground coriander, masalas. It's just amazing. And it's chilly outside, so this warmth with the flavor and the smell just reminds me of my childhood and growing up with my grandmother making her own spices at home, crushing and drying the chilies, preparing the masala, which was really amazing times. So anyway, you've got to have a glass of wine or bubbly, which you will not add in the curry, but to ensure that the cook is well nourished and maintained during the cooking time. Let's see how this mutton curry is progressing. Oh, lovely. You can see the oil coming up, which is showing that the meat is cooking very nicely. It's almost done. We are, I think, 40 minutes in the cooking time. If you just poke the potato, I hate to break the potato, you can see that the spoon is just gliding through, and the meat is also nice and soft. So we're going to give it another 5 minutes on low for the rest of the potatoes to be done. The next 5 minutes, after the next 5 minutes, I'm just going to add in the garnish and switch off the stove. Remember, this is a cast iron. It will give itself another 3 minutes to continue the cooking process. And I think one of the best things about cooking in a cast iron pot is when you switch off the heat, it is as if the entire lot of flavors infuse each other and the curry becomes perfect at that very last 2 to 3 minutes. So I'm going to do just that. Go and get some garnish from my garden. So I've got a handful of parsley and oregano from my garden. I'm adding it as garnish, and also gives a bit of flavor to the end. Coriander is the other substitute that you can actually use. It is very popular, but you cannot use coriander and mint together because mint overpowers any other herb. So whether it's coriander or parsley, you shouldn't actually use it together. So just use one, and in this instance I'm using parsley, which is great on the top, and a bit of oregano to give the flavor and smell. You want to keep it close so that you can see it, because you don't want the steam to wilt the leaves. You want to actually see this in the plate. So done. I think at this stage the mutton curry is also done. I did add half a glass of water, about 125 ml, because as indicated earlier on, my husband loves extra gravy in the curry, and you can see that the spoon goes through the potato like a knife through butter. So this tells you that it's now ready. And what I'm going to do is switch off and leave this to stand for about 3 minutes. I'm going to be serving it with brown roti, which I made early this morning. So you could serve it with rolls, you could serve it with basmati rice, which is divine. Today I'm serving it with brown roti. So voila, it's now finished. It's beautiful, it looks perfect. The meat is almost falling off the bone, serving with brown roti. So let's taste this. It's delicious, meat is soft, the salt is perfect, the heat is just right. It is divine.